Hello folks, this is Steve AB4L. It was almost a spring day out there. But a week from now it's going to be, December 2024 will be remembered. Let me show you. So slashdot.org, I'm not promoting anything, I'm not recommending anything. We're looking down, Infosys founder, he's about my age, calls for 70-hour work week again. Yeah, that's what I do. Here it is. YouTube is letting creators look what you're missing. YouTube is letting creators opt into third-party AI training. Can you imagine what the world's going to be like if they do AI training on my videos? Wow. YouTube is introducing an optional feature allowing creators to let third-party companies money use their videos to train AI models. It comes from this place, but they have a downside view. Apparently, they said, but you still can't tell Google not to train its AI on your videos. You'll see how that comes in. Date of this one, January 16, 2024. Today is the 17th of December. So this is up to date. YouTube is rolling out a way for creators. Well, I'm not monetized, but to let third-party companies use their videos to train AI models. What do you think about that? Do you think they should train AI models on my stuff, or would that be to fill in the word, to fill in the word if they use my videos? To be clear, the default setting, we'll get back to this one. The default setting for this is off, meaning that if you don't want to let third-party companies, no, wait a minute, Alphabet, YouTube, Google are first and second-party companies, so it doesn't count them in. That's the way I take the wording. I'm not a lawyer, but I have a pretty good vocabulary. If you don't want to let third-party companies scrape your videos for AI training, you don't have to do anything. I'll show you. But if for some reason you do want to allow that, Google says that some creators and rights holders may want to. It's going to be an option. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they want to scrape everybody. Would they scrape me? YouTube will be rolling out the setting in YouTube Studio over the next few days, and unauthorized scraping remains prohibited. But that was a post about a month ago. Another support page says, I thought this was interesting. Another support page says that you'll be able to pick and choose from a list of third-party companies that can train on your videos or you can simply allow all third-party companies to train on them. And what is the initial list of companies? Now, one of these I thought was ironic. Amazon, Adobe. I know that Adobe's doing something in AI. Amazon for sure. Apple, of course. Well, here's the one that's ironic. ByteDance? ByteDance? They're going to be in the list. They're going to, YouTube, Google, Alphabet's going to take money from them? ByteDance is a Chinese internet technology company that creates social media and news apps, including TikTok. And YouTube's got this big push about shorts and longer shorts, trying to catch up with TikTok. What did I read about TikTok? Appeals. I'll just say TikTok appeals. To Supreme Court. TikTok appeals to Supreme Court to halt sale. This news is a day old. NBC News. TikTok appeals to U.S. Supreme Court over forced sale. Reuters. TikTok turns to the U.S. Supreme Court in last-ditch bid to avert ban. They were asking the Supreme Court to temporarily block a law intended to force ByteDance, its China-based parent company, to divest short video app by January 19 or face a ban. Block them. And YouTube is in cahoots with them? Cross-licensing or something? Selling stuff to them? I wonder how that will work out if the ban goes into effect. Will they still be allowed to? Oh, but it would be for AI. It wouldn't be for... I have no idea. Remember, I'm an idiot. I have no idea what I'm talking about, especially anything to do with the law. So when I was reading this, I looked down a little further, and it pointed to this September 5th, 2024, YouTube official blog article, announcement, news and events. New tools to protect creators and artists. This guy here who's been, I checked his background, he's done everything. He's been in, he's been through so many companies. He's a genius. Vice President of Creative Products, YouTube. 4-minute read. Tools we're building. We believe AI should enhance human creativity, not replace it. We're committed to working with our partners, is that me? To ensure future advancements amplify their voices. Don't I yell loud enough? And we'll continue to develop guardrails to address concerns and achieve our common goals. Common goals. Tools we're building. Now, I thought this was interesting because about a month ago, I'm going to prep you, There's a channel I subscribe to. The guy's name is Jeff. And he wrote a video or two complaining about some other hardware seller or whatever that on their website they were playing a video with an AI-generated imitation of his speaking voice, which presumably they scraped from his YouTube videos. See, it's already complicated. Copyrights, if you think about it, do I have a copyright on my own voice? Not on what I say. Do I have a copyright on my own voice? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever had the need to think about that? But when it gets to singing, it becomes a little, what if I imitate Elvis? Oh, I must be old. Do I remember when Elvis started? Seriously, do I remember the first hit song by Elvis that stormed through America and the world? Yep, I'm that old. Yep. First, now YouTube is speaking. We developed, I didn't know about this, we developed a new synthetic singing identification technology. We developed new synthetic singing that's not just voice imitation, but voice imitation in a, because you know, some people, there's a gal in China who I think has the most incredible voice, singing. But in some of her videos that I've watched, when she just breaks out to speaking, it's a completely different voice. That's not unusual. I knew let me give you an example. See, now my mind wanders. I knew somebody a long time ago. What do you call it when you can't say a sentence? I forget what that's called. Fill me in. He couldn't sit here and do a video like this and just talk. But if he sang as the lead singer, the solo singer in church, perfect. When he was singing, it was no stumbling, no stuttering. I once knew a scientist who was like that. You could tell he had overcome that, and if you listen carefully to the way he spoke, it was on the edge of singing. So singing is really different than what I'm doing now. Don't ask me to sing. You'll drop dead. New synthetic singing identification technology within Content ID that will allow partners to, which means people like me, to automatically detect and manage AI-generated content on YouTube that simulates their singing voice. But they don't say that they'll go after them if they imitate just your speaking voice. That don't count, I guess. Or it's not economically important. See, I'm just thinking of all the ramifications. We're refining this technology with our partners with a pilot program planned for early next year. But they won't pick on me. Second, we're actively developing a new technology, so that here we not that will enable people from a variety of industries, from creators and actors to musicians and athletes, to detect and manage AI-generated content showing their faces on YouTube. I just watched a video where clearly that's what was going on. I'm going to stop the video as quick as I can. Elon Musk fires Don Lemon on air. Oh, here's the one. Elon Musk fires employees, full video. Yeah, this one here. Good, it's not playing. This one here. Elon Musk fires woke employees in Twitter meeting, dub. It says dub. What does that mean? The video shows that Elon Musk and people, supposedly at Twitter, their lips have been made to follow their voices, not the other way around. Because the dub is this guy. Now this combines the two things together. This guy had a way of creating the video, making the lips sync with the spoken words. He's probably using some video content that has them talking, but he goes in with some kind of computer program and he alters the mouth lip movements to sync with what you hear Elon saying. But it isn't actually Elon. It's somebody, it's a AI-generated imitation of his voice reading a script. Do you follow that? Isn't that what it's talking about? And there are people doing it already. They're behind. AI, YouTube is behind the curve. They're trying to catch up. And they're afraid it's going to be something that breaks the dam. There's going to be a tidal wave. Otherwise, why would they bother? They don't want the lawsuits. I'll bet you that's really what it's about. They don't want to keep getting named in lawsuits, especially if somebody does something like this and puts it on YouTube. Because then YouTube is making money from it. And they go, oh, I didn't give permission for that. Remember, I'm an idiot running my mouth. Things when I say law, I have no idea what I'm talking about. None whatsoever. I claim I didn't know what I was saying. It must have been AI-generated content, dubbing. Second, we actively developing new technology will enable people from a variety of industries, from creators and actors. See, there's all these copyright things, and songwriters and people are suing. You just have to read the headlines. Musicians and athletes to detect and manage AI-generated. Why athletes? Maybe it's a football game that didn't happen. A basketball game with scoring in it that didn't happen. To detect and manage AI-generated content showing their faces. See, that's the whole key. You can show the body. It can be anybody. It looks like that star guy that's a basketball guy, but his face is wrong. So it couldn't be him. How about the guys with the helmets on? Football players. Do they count? To detect and manage AI-generated content showing their faces on YouTube. Together with our recent privacy updates, this will create a robust set of tools to manage how AI is used to depict people on YouTube. That's the key word. Let me show you. This is Creator Studio. This is the channel content interface. Let's pick a video I just published this, and let's take a look at something here. Among other things, you go into the Show More portion. Altered content. This was introduced a couple of months ago. Almost an emergency, they stuck it in. It's like I can prove to you that it was like we got to do something. We got to put some legal verbiage in there. Altered content. Do any of the following describe your content? Makes a real person appear to say or do something they didn't say or do. I just pointed you out to a video that got a lot of views about Elon. I watched one yesterday by somebody else that was even more sophisticated. Alters footage of a real event or place. Generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. I'll tell you, now it defaults to no. To follow YouTube's policy, you're required to tell us if your content is altered or synthetic and seems real. Now it doesn't cover cartoons. There was some discussion when this came on. This includes realistic sounds, voices, and visuals made with AI and other tools. View examples. Oh, that wasn't there before. Select yes, adds a disclosure to your content. And what happens is that when your video is published, right under the video, the first thing is they tell you it's altered content. Be careful. What does this mean? Okay, so they go into it. Apply beauty filters. Get rid of my wrinkles. Doesn't count. Replace the face of one individual with another. Yeah, that does count. Synthetically generated extending backdrops to simulate a moving car. Isn't that how they made Star Wars? They're actually sitting in a starship mock-up and they got a screen behind them. Was that AI or was that CGI? Using effects to enhance previously recorded audio. Oh, like putting gunshots in there where there weren't any? I don't know. Those aren't required. Simulating audio that makes it sound as if a medical professional gave advice when the professional did not actually give that advice. So you're dubbing in words that they didn't actually say. It must be even worse if you're making their lips move in sync with it, like that Elon. Got it? Now, do I take this seriously? Especially when they incorporated it. No. Why? Why? Because they defaulted to no, and they don't force you to acknowledge that you actively set that before they publish the video. Now, when I say it that way, it sounds like a criticism, but it's a prediction. When the AI-generated stuff gets to be bad enough, I predict they'll switch to that mode. That there will be that question that you must actively answer. They won't have pre-filled in a default before they'll let you publish. if and when it gets hot and heavy enough with this AI visual and sound dubbing problem. What do you think? But there's something else I want to show you. Settings. Each creator channel has their settings. You click on channel. Now this is something that appeared yesterday, what I'm going to show you. How do I know it was yesterday? Because late yesterday or early today, when I logged in, I log into YouTube a few times a day, there was a notice up top directing me to it that had never appeared before. Under Advanced Settings, there are several things. Now, when this was introduced, when the facility for you to make a short clip from something of my video and download it, presuming that you had the premium videos where you pay, every month not to see the ads and stuff like that. I commented to them, who gives you the right to let other people download my copyrighted content? And a quick follow-on to that was something called mixing. I'll show you that in a moment. But now, see, I don't allow them to clip my content. So that option shouldn't be allowed when you're watching my videos. Here's the new one, third-party training. It's not checkmarked. That's what they said, right? The default is off. The content owner must actively enable it. With the setting here, it's not on an individual video basis. Some other things can be on a video by video basis, like whether it contains content viewable by children, as an example. You can set a check mark when you're publishing the video. See what I mean by getting you to actively do something? If you select this option, YouTube may share your videos with a third-party company, provided that you and all other applicable rights holders, see, they put the burden on me. I'm the one who knows who they are. See the wording? I'm not a lawyer, but I have pretty good English usage. All other applicable rights holders have chosen to allow that company, IBM, that was in the list, TikTok, ByteDance, that was in the list, Amazon, that was in the list. The training permission status of all videos will be available through a publicly accessible interface. What does that mean? The training permission status of all videos will be available through a publicly, that means if you're watching the video, you can tell whether or not it can be scraped. By default, third-party training setting is turned off. If you don't want your YouTube content used for third-party training, you don't need to take any action. YouTube terms of service prohibits content from unauthorized use, such as unauthorized downloads and scraping. See that? I haven't read this before. Remember what I said about the clips? Yeah, they had to introduce an actual tick box for me to say, no, don't do that crap. But they were doing it 100% at the start. And then I guess eventually their lawyers got in there and said, do you realize what you're doing? Do you understand how big the lawsuits might turn out to be? We can't just go, not when they take you to court, boy. You have to answer every single one of them. And with this AI stuff, they could file 1,000 of them, and then another 1,000, and then 1,000,000 of them. We have to answer every one of them individually. We'll be stuck in that forever because they'll keep appealing to another court. See, I'm thinking about what we read earlier, where ByteDance has gone all the way to the United States. They had to go through the courts. With this AI stuff, if they start doing that, you use my voice, boy. Now look, what it means to allow third-party training. I haven't read this. You select from a list of third-party companies, which can change with time, I presume, to use your content for purposes of training AI models they're building. You're allowing the selected third-party companies, but I'm selecting them as a group, not singling them out, or at least not yet. To use your content for purposes, will they tell, do they say whether they'll inform me if my content has been leased to like IBM or to ByteDance? Will they tell me, or will they just give me 5 pennies for it? Have they mentioned money yet? Remember, I'm just an idiot running my mouth. What do I know? For creators using YouTube Studio, your content includes all eligible videos uploaded to your channel. For rights holders using YouTube Studio Content Manager, see, I might have the channel, but I show videos of somebody singing. They are a rights holder. Your content includes all eligible claim videos and videos in your link channels. Ta-da! Videos training permission status will be available by video ID on a publicly accessible interface, the YouTube Data API. So you have to write a program in order to find out. They're not going to bother to put it right across the screen when it starts to play. That answers a question I had 5 minutes ago. YouTube Data API. YouTube may share your videos with a third-party company as long as you and all other applicable rights holders have chosen to allow that company. Now that wording suggests as though I can exclude. But that's not the way it currently is set up as far as I can see. We shall see if this evolves. I'll bet it will. And one more mind wander, YouTube Data API. Google for Developers, YouTube Data API. Google Developer Program, join the Google Developer Program. You can get started in that. Add YouTube functionality to your app. Add YouTube functionality to your site, so you have a website. Search for content. And then there's a implementer's guide, search for content. Common use, excuse me for wondering, but I'm just wondering. So if I were to program it, and I were logged in or whatever it takes, returns a collection of search results that match the query parameters specified in the API. This has to do with YouTube data. By the list by keyword, like the keyword surfing. List by location. Live events. My videos. This example searches within the authorized users' videos for videos that match the keyword fun. Okay. Who uses that API? YouTube. Remember I made a video about this? RUFUS. There's only one video in all this, right? What if I say fiber, like fiber to the curb? There's 18 videos with the word fiber in the title. That's what they're talking. So they already have this API that they're using themselves right there. And they're adding a feature to it, a search parameter, to back up this new venture into the AI scraping. YouTube is letting creators opt into third-party AI training. How long have I been talking? Too long. So I let my mind wander. I brainstorm at the same time. And I'm looking to try to predict the future. I'm just having fun. Steve AB40. Remember, I'm an idiot running my mouth. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Nothing that I've said is authoritative. It's totally speculative. Saints, see you in 73.